mapping, spiritual mapping, and going in and research and all that. And well, we didn't know. I mean, that's totally new. Is this necessary to take a city, or it just seems kind of like a distraction? Should you just be involved? I mean, if you build Jesus up, Joy's here. You know, you're doing that.
Yeah. When we started our house of prayer, we had three groups of people that were really resistant. I mean, lots of people resist, but there's groups of people it matters when they resist. Okay? The three groups were pastors, worship leaders, and intercessors.
Wow, that's weird.
Those were the most resistive that it occurred. It kind of surprised us. But the experienced pastors, the experienced worship leaders, and the experienced intercessors were our main challenges. And it was because they were all used to doing it for decades a certain way. And they were now seeing this influx of young people as, oh good, we get them to do our vision. But they don't realize that their vision wasn't working.
Right.
And that God was doing a new thing. Okay? At the same time, those intercessors for the last 20 years had paved the way in intercession without anyone else doing it. So they were true forerunners. You know, and this is the difficult part of the leadership of the new move doesn't understand why they're resisted by the leadership of the last move. But in about 10 years, they're going to be resisting the leadership of the next move.
Right.
And it's amazing how few are able to do that. Joshua and Caleb, basically, are the only ones over the age of that 20-year generation that enter in. They're the only older ones that enter into the promised land. And it's because they recognize by the Spirit. So, mapping. I have seen where mapping is helpful. I have seen where it has gotten too consuming for people. Discerning where it's too consuming, for the most part, it wasn't up to me. So it was an opinion. In other words, I didn't have authority and wasn't to take authority to do anything about it if someone was kind of over-mapping everything. Okay. However, there are realities to mapping, and it's important. One of the journeys that we had in ZHOP was learning the significance of land. And that's what I think mapping offers, that understanding. Does everybody know what that is?
No.
It's discerning certain landmarks, high places in your city, different things that are spiritually significant in the physical realm. Yeah. Portals is one word that's used, ley lines is another word that's used, and these kinds of things in a city.
Like Calusas were really big in our area. So the Calusa Indians, which were very savage.
Yeah, and you'll hear a lot of things about Indian mounds, and you see a lot of that in the Midwest, and I think it's good. You can have little conferences on it, but it doesn't define the movement. I think it's a helpful tool for the movement. The ones who have government authority to say or not are the ones who have to discern by the Spirit, and that can be challenging at times because there's a lot of passion around it. Okay. And people, everybody has a passion for their own thing that they think will really help the house of prayer. And the Lord really has a blueprint of the house of prayer. And it's wisdom if we can find His blueprint, instead of trying to create our own things that we think will fascinate God and others. That God's really fascinating, and we've yet to surprise Him. I don't know if you know. We've yet to surprise Him. And so, spiritual mapping. Do it. Have a team in a side room that works on it, and have them report to the leadership team to understand. But that would be my advice on it.
Thank you.
Yeah.